morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to this special press briefing by Secretary South in the Ministry of External Affairs, Dr. Neena Malhotra, on the ongoing visit of Prime Minister to Jordan. We also have with us our ambassador to Jordan, Sri Manish Chauhan, as also we are joined by Joint Secretary who looks after Wana region in the Ministry of External Affairs, Dr. Suresh Kumar. With that, I invite Secretary South for her initial remarks. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Randhir. Namaskar. Good morning to all of you. We are meeting here in Amman as our Honorable Prime Minister is on his visit to Jordan. This visit is very significant as this full-fledged bilateral visit is taking place after a long span of 37 years. As you are aware, this visit also coincides with the 75th anniversary of establishment of bilateral relations between our two countries. Honorable Prime Minister arrived yesterday in Jordan and was accorded ceremonial welcome at the airport. He, along with the Prime Minister of Jordan, inspected the Guard of Honor at the airport. After brief talks with the Prime Minister of Jordan, they departed for the hotel, and at the hotel, the Indian community and Friends of India warmly welcomed the Prime Minister. There was a small cultural program at the hotel to welcome the Prime Minister. Later in the day, Prime Minister departed for Al Husseiniya Palace. At the palace, he was warmly welcomed by His Majesty King Abdullah II. Prime Minister was accorded a Guard of Honor at the palace. After this, both the leaders had a one-on-one conversation followed by delegation-level talks. The two leaders exchanged views on bilateral and regional issues of mutual interest. They warmly recalled their previous meetings and telephonic conversations. The Jordan side conveyed their support for India's fight against terrorism and condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. Prime Minister commended the leading efforts by His Majesty on de-radicalization and as a voice of moderation in the Islamic world. Both the leaders also discussed ways to further deepen engagement between both countries. They also discussed the significant cooperation between the countries in the fields of fertilizers, especially phosphates. As you are aware, Jordan is an important supplier of fertilizers to India, especially phosphate fertilizers. Companies on both sides are in discussion for further investment in Jordan to meet growing need for phosphatic fertilizers in India. Our Prime Minister also proposed doubling of bilateral trade to $5 billion in a span of 5 years. On regional issues, the leaders reiterated the importance of peace and stability in the region. In this regard, they welcomed the adoption of Gaza Peace Plan. Prime Minister reiterated India's long-standing position on Palestine. Today, shortly after this briefing, Prime Minister, along with His Majesty King Abdullah II, will jointly address the India-Jordan Business Forum, which will be attended by leading business dignitaries from both sides. A huge delegation has traveled from India for this forum. The forum is expected to witness the participation of high-level business delegations from both sides in areas such as fertilizers, textiles, and many others, where we have existing engagements to new areas of cooperation, such as the new and renewable energy, IT, and health sector. Later in the morning, Prime Minister, accompanied by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, is likely to visit Jordan Museum. The museum showcases the history of the country from around the Old Stone Age to the recent times through several chronological and thematic exhibitions. During the visit, several MOUs and agreements have been finalized between the two sides in the fields of energy, digital technology, water management, culture, and people-to-people connect. The MOU on technical cooperation in the field of new and renewable energy will allow both sides to collaborate in the areas of green hydrogen, grid integration, and capacity building. The MOU on cooperation in the field of water management development was also finalized. Jordan being a water-scarce country, cooperation in this area becomes very important. The area of cooperation under this MOU includes water-saving agricultural technologies, capacity building, climate adaptation and planning, aquifer management, and rainwater harvesting. The strong cultural relations between the two countries got a further push with the Cultural Exchange Program for the years 2025-29. Both sides also finalized the twinship agreement between the site of Petra and Ellora Caves of Maharashtra. Under this agreement, both sides will collaborate towards promoting and enhancing social relations and cooperate in areas such as tourism and culture. In addition, both the countries also agreed on further collaboration in the field of sharing successful digital solutions by finalizing a letter of intent in the same field. A joint statement will be issued after the visit, the text of which will be available on MEA website. The statement is expected to cover all the areas of bilateral cooperation between our two countries. So, to conclude, I can say that this visit has helped deliver some substantive outcomes, and the rich discussions between the two leaders have helped deepen the trust and mutual respect for each other's core national interest. Thank you so much, and I'll be happy to take a few questions.
Okay, we open the floor. Please, we have a question here.
Ma'am, I'm Vishal Rexler from my question is, there's a lot of anticipation about the digital transaction, digital payments between the two countries. So if you could clarify more on that.
Sir, also, so this is Tapush Bhattacharya from Doordarshan. So also, when ma'am spoke about the terrorist aspect of the discussion, could you shed more light on that?
Okay. Further questions? Oh, yeah, please. We have a question there after that.
Good morning. I am from Radio Al-Balad. I have two questions. What were the main points discussed with the Jordanian Prime Minister? And the second, will India participate in the Gaza Peace Council? Thank you.
Gaza Peace Council. We have a question there?
My name is Vinod Kumar from Akashwani. In the 8-point vision that was shared by the Prime Minister, he mentioned about civil nuclear cooperation. What are the main elements of civil nuclear cooperation that was discussed yesterday?
Ma'am, we can take these questions.
Let me begin with the terrorism question first. As you know that after the Pahalgam attacks, His Majesty had called our Prime Minister, expressing solidarity with India, and had conveyed that they reject terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. And King has been a leading voice. In fact, he's a voice of moderation. He's been known to have substantial work in the area of de-radicalization and counter-terrorism, or he's against extremism. He has some very well-known initiatives, in fact, which he has initiated. We know the Aqaba process. It's a multilateral initiative. India has also been participating in that. There is also this World Inter-Harmony Faith Week, which in fact was initiated by UN at the initiative of King Abdullah II. His messages on, his Aman message and also a common word message also received very positive responses. So he is respected the world over and is known the world over for having his views against extremism and terrorism. So in that context, we appreciate his views, and we have been discussing, counterterrorism with him. Regarding the digital transaction between the two countries, I think we have signed a letter of intent. You see, India's experience in the digital field is appreciated the world over. We have very famous schemes like UPI. We have done this JAM, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar, and Mobile Trinity, which has been used very effectively in governance. In fact, we have DBT programs, etc. So these are the initiatives which attract many developing countries, many of our friendly nations, and other nations also. So we have had, cooperation in the digital field with many countries, and Jordan is also keenly interested in this. We also have a Rupee card. In fact, my ambassador just told me, so that also is something which is of immense importance to both the countries. Regarding the nuclear cooperation, in fact, civil nuclear energy is supposed to be nowadays a very, very clean energy. And there were general discussions with the Jordanian side on the possibility of use of nuclear energy as a clean form of energy. There were no specific as of now, but they are both of the view that this is a form of energy which can be a very clean form of energy, especially now when we are talking about climate change, etc. Regarding the, which was the other question? Gaza, please. Discussions with the Jordanian Prime Minister. In fact, they had discussions on generally on the bilateral aspects of our relations. There was interest in basically how to enhance further cooperation in areas such as logistics. There were areas such as education and so many other things, in fact, which we have been discussing generally with Jordan. Regarding the Gaza, we know our position on Gaza. We have welcomed the Gaza peace plan, and we are happy that the first phase is in force, and we hope that it brings lasting peace to the region. We also participated at the Sharm el-Sheikh conference. We have a long-standing position, like we support on this Palestine issue, and we support efforts towards just and durable peace. Anything that builds or contributes towards building just and durable peace in the region, we support those efforts. You want to add something? Jordanian Prime Minister.
His Excellency Dr. Jafar Hassan very kindly received Honorable Prime Minister at the airport and then accompanied him to the hotel. All through the way, I'm sure they had discussions. But as we understand, he was also, His Excellency Dr. Jafar Hassan was also there at the meeting between the Prime Minister and His Majesty the King. What we understand is the discussions primarily focused on enhancing the economic cooperation between the two countries. We already have substantial economic cooperation, and as you mentioned, the Secretary also said, Honorable Prime Minister proposed the doubling of the trade between the two countries to $5 billion over the next 5 years. So the discussions with His Excellency the Prime Minister were primarily focused on enhancing the bilateral cooperation, be it in the economic sphere. There was also discussion on educational, university-to-university cooperation, as well as the more joint ventures, be it in the logistics, as the Secretary said, or also in the transport and railroad infrastructure. So there is considerable interest in taking this economic partnership, in particular, the people-to-people, especially in the education sphere, and also in the research and collaboration, exchanging students. So many proposals were made and many substantial discussions were held, and we look forward to taking them forward on all these aspects.
Okay. Do we have more questions? If not, sorry. Wait a minute, please wait for the mic.
Was defense cooperation also part of the discussion? Because from importer, India has now become exporter of the arms, and we are exporting to 100-odd countries.
So defense cooperation. You have a question? Excuse me, please take the mic.
So the first question was on the technical cooperation in the field of new and renewable energy. Was there any intent from the Jordanian side, or for that matter, do they want to join International Solar Alliance? India has been forefront on that, and or probably the Global Biofuel Alliance, something on that line.
Thank you. Ma'am, we can take these questions.
Thank you. On the defense cooperation, we have already an MOU on defense cooperation with Jordan. Under that, we have set up some mechanisms. For instance, a defense consultative meeting is in place. They have been meeting regularly. They've had 2 meetings so far. We've also had cooperation in the area of training. In fact, we have Jordanian Defense Forces personnel, participating in our training programs. We also participate in the SOFEX exhibition and exercise of Jordan, and we have received an invite. In fact, the Jordanian side this year have extended an invitation for SOFEX 2026, and we are looking at participation positively. Regarding the energy cooperation and their participation, yes, you are right. In fact, Jordan has immense interest, in fact, has expressed willingness to join International Solar Alliance because solar energy is an important area of cooperation. They have also expressed willingness to join two other global initiatives of India, which is Global Biofuels Alliance and Coalition for Disaster Resilience Infrastructures. So we look forward to collaborating with them more under these platforms also. Thank you.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the close of this press briefing. Thank you very much for your participation and presence.